Her account of the plane's takeoff is similar to that of other survivors. One of them, a Colombian-born Spanish man named Luigi Rivero, said that he thought the plane moved very slowly on the runway, struggled to get airborne, and started to wobble as it veered to the right and crashed to the ground. The only surviving crew member of the crash said that she noticed that the plane did not have power when it started to rise. The cause of the crash remains under investigation, and the probe is expected to last several months. We have a photo of Madrid's Barajas Airport. I want to talk a little bit about it. This is a theory that we're getting from a number of internet blogs of aviation people. One actually coming from a company named SOAR, a friend of ours named Captain Tom Bunn, who has been interviewed on this program before. If you look at the runway immediately closest to us, that is the longest runway in Europe. It is 11,483 feet. That is the takeoff runway that is primarily used. One of the theories that is being circulated on the internet now is that the plane, as it comes down the runway, reaches a speed called V1. V1 is a speed that's very close to takeoff. If an accident or a engine malfunction occurs after V1, the pilot is trained to stop the plane immediately on the runway. With a runway that's the longest in Europe, if we can bring that up again, with a runway that's the longest in Europe, that's about 11,500 feet long, any sort of malfunction on an engine at V1 should have very easily been able to stop. After V2, any malfunction means that you still have to go on and take off, and the pilot typically then reaches a height of about 400 feet, extinguishes the fire, and circles around and lands. The theory that's being propounded on the internet, if we look at that very long runway, is that the pilot, perhaps after reaching V2, when he should have taken off no matter what, looked at that many thousands of feet of runway still in front of him and decided to try to put the plane back onto the ground. If he did that with a malfunctioning engine, that could well explain why he veered off to the right, and in the lower right-hand corner of the picture you're seeing now is in the direction that the plane ended up crashing and burning. So I'm sure that's one theory that the investigators are looking at, and presumably that's something that would be that would be rectified with increased training in flight simulators and things of that nature. It's not known yet if Spanair's planes are flown by pilots who participate in active flight simulations where that is encountered every year. In Pakistan this morning, gunmen opened fire on the top U.S. diplomat in the northwestern Pakistani city of Peshawar. Early this morning, as she left for work, Lynn Tracy, the principal officer for the consulate in Peshawar, was 100 yards from her door heading toward her armored vehicle when two men with AK-47s jumped out of a dark blue Land Cruiser and sprayed her car with dozens of rounds of ammunition. Her driver reversed the vehicle and peeled back toward her home, interposing the vehicle between her and the assailants. Police are investigating. In Atlanta this morning, heavy rains and threats of a tornado have turned the morning commute into a nerve-wracking journey. A tornado warning has been issued for downtown Atlanta and parts of DeKalb and Cobb counties until later this morning. All of metro Atlanta remains under a flash flood watch. This as the remnants of Tropical Storm Faye continues to dump rain across the state. The Georgia authorities are saying that the main area of concern is generally north of Interstate 20 and west of Interstate I-85. No flooding had occurred by early this morning. Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport has advised travelers to check about delays. Rainfall totals of as much as 5 inches have been reported across the state. Last night, the Democratic National Convention opened out in Denver. There were several emotional speeches, one by Senator Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts, who appeared at the convention. He, of course, has advanced brain cancer. Also speaking at the convention was Barack Obama's wife, Michelle Obama. The Denver Post is reporting that federal authorities are having a news conference as we speak concerning